Okay, gonna be honest. I did not go back to school like I planned for today. I'm going back tomorrow, so I still don't have my prayer calendar. But I did go since I am home. I went to my home church, and I guess I just gonna kind of make up my own prayer for today. But and kind of base it on what my what I learned in my church today. Um, even though this has nothing, well, I don't know. Anyway, um, what I was going to say was this probably doesn't have anything to do with sex trafficking, but one of the first things that I wrote down when I was taking notes at church this morning was lighten up. Um, our series at my church is called When a Man Loves a Woman. And even though that sounds like it's for just married people or just couples in general, he said that it's also for single people. It was mainly about submission and how we all have a problem with that. So I guess how I'm kind of going to tailor that lesson from this morning to the sex trafficking is focus on God. So my prayer is that the people um, that are being trafficked um, or had been trafficked, anyone involved, um, my prayer for them is that they focus on God and that they submit to Him and that they understand that He will take care of them, even though that they are in a really crappy situation right now. Crappy is a total understatement, but terrible situation. Um, but I just hoping that they will just remain focused on God, and if they haven't found God, then I pray that they will. And then once they do, that they submit to Him, and then they just don't worry about anything, just, and just know in their heart that God is going to take care of them. And so, what I kind of got out of this, and my pastor didn't say anything like this, but just kind of how I took it. But he was saying like what the jobs of a husband were, and it was to five. I have my notes with me right now. But the first one is to serve his wife. The second one is to protect their wife. The third one is to accept the responsibility that he needs to provide, so work. The fourth one is darn it. Shoot, I can't remember the fourth one. I think it was listening to her and understanding her needs, like if she needs to talk, because girls can talk a lot. But just listening to her. And then the fifth one was to lead. So what I took from that is that the husband is kind of like, in a huge metaphorical matter, is that God, or excuse me, the husband is Christ, and then the wife is the church. So it's Ephesians 5, chapter 5, 22 to 28. But that's talking about how the wife needs to submit to the husband, and then everyone's like, whoa, yeah, like we're gonna submit. And then the guys are like, yeah, but the thing is like, you don't just stop at that line. So you have to read the whole thing. And it says the wives need to submit to the husbands, and then the husband needs to give himself to her in order so that she can become holy and like blemish free and just pure. And so I took that as like God. Um, giving everything for the church, which is not the building, obviously. The church is, it's the people that make up the church. That's what I'm talking about. But God gave up everything for the people of the church, and so it's their responsibility to submit to Him. He gave this example, my pastor, about his friend's daughter when she was younger was so they were going on a hike and she like kind of wandered off, I guess, and got into this part of this trail where there was a lot of cacti, and the dad, like saw that she was about to touch it, and the dad was like, "Don't do that," and like you can see on her face that she's gonna do it, and she does, and then she gets back and she's crying, because she's like 5 or something, but she has like all these needles in the palm of her hand, and so he was saying, look, the dad didn't try to stop her. He just told her, don't do that. And there's a reason why the dad said that. He didn't do that just because, he likes the sound of his own voice or because he's in control and he wants to feel that power. It was for his daughter. And then once she got the needles in the palm of her hand, she realized, oh my gosh, my dad wasn't kidding. He wasn't just saying that. That was for me. So God never, so if you take that dad and, kind of God tells us not to do certain things or to do certain things, and when we don't listen, we suffer the consequences. And then we're like, oh, right, that's why he said not to do that. There's a purpose and a reason behind everything. It's not like he's just sitting in this throne and just giving out orders. There's a reason for everything because he knows. I mean, he knows everything. So we can't just go about our day thinking that we know everything, and we don't. So I'm hoping, and that's the whole submission part. We just need to listen to God and obey our parents, which I'm not going to lie, I'm having a really hard time with my mom right now doing that. So kind of in the transition of becoming an adult, so like child to adult kind of dealio. So, but that kind of put things in perspective. But at the same time, I kind of felt a little smug sitting there because he said that the dad let the girl do it. He didn't grab her and start yelling at her. He just let her touch the cactus and get thorns in her hands. Because sometimes, actually all the time, for me especially, I have to experience things. I have to mess up on my own. No matter how many life manuals or handbooks you put in front of me, you can read them out loud to me all you want. And I guess there are times when I'm like, oh yeah, that does make sense, and then I'll kind of fall through. But other times I'm like, I don't know about that, and I'll kind of go my own way. And sometimes I figure out, and my parents figure out, that, hey, I can't do that by myself. And then there are other times when I'm like, wow, I should have listened to my mom or dad. So, and everyone has a problem with submission. No one likes being told what to do. No one likes being called out. So I'm just praying that the people being trafficked will not resist God, and they just submit to Him and just know that He's going to take care of them. There are people on their way that are sent by God, I feel, and I feel like I'm one of those people, and feel like we're all doing the best we can, whether we're just praying or just donating, or if we go straight to the borderlines of Nepal and literally stop people from trafficking women or children or whatever. But yeah, they just need to know that people are on their way, and we know that this is happening. And if they can just keep their faith in God, then hopefully that'll keep their spirits alive. So, anyways, I hope everyone had a good Sunday. It was sunny out today, and that was good because I was so tired of the cold, wet rain and the dark hair. So, really happy with sunshine. Anyways, so tomorrow I will definitely be back on track with that prayer calendar. Not like anyone cares, they're just kind of watching me, but yeah. Again, you can donate whatever you want to the Shalom Project or just to Breakaway Ministries at breakawayministries.org/connect. And you can click Shalom 2012 to scroll down and do what you need to. Alright, I guess I will see you later.